Hi friends, it's Antonio once again, and today we're going to talk about prayer. Not sure if you're a person who pray a lot, or maybe like me, I pray every now and then, or especially when there's a crisis, or even if you don't pray at all. This episode has some powerful insight for you today. Let's get started. All right, let's dive into this. So lately I've been trying to start some new routines to make me more productive in my day. One of those routines are, I'm trying to work out more on a regular basis, at least 4 to 5 times a week. 4 has been the norm. The other thing I'm trying to do is to get up early enough so I can get a little bit of reading in, and also read some, whether it be a devotional or scripture or something motivational. And then I'm trying to kind of like write my thoughts out of what I'm hearing. So lately I've been doing a devotional by Pastor Rick Warren. And in this devotional he's talking about hearing the voice of God. If hey, stay with me. So he's talking about hearing the voice of God. And in this particular day or devotional, it talked about asking God a question versus asking God for something. So the question today was to ask God, what is it that you want me to learn today? Or what is it you want me to discover today? And so that's what I did. I went into a prayer, and very simple. I don't pray long. And most guys don't pray long. We're just in and out, And I prayed. I said, God, what do you want me to learn today? What do you want to expose me to today? And got myself, finished the prayer. Got myself ready to go to the gym, and didn't hear anything. So I get to the gym, going through my routine. I'm trying to mix things up as I go in so my body doesn't plateau. And I said, well, I am trying to get better at a particular weight when it comes to bench pressing. And so on this particular weight, I can only do about 5 repetitions, or move it 5 times for reps. And so my goal is to get better. I want to get to 6 to 8 repetition with this particular weight. So when I got to it, I did some other things, came back to that bench press that I wanted to get stronger at, and I'm getting to my 5. I'm getting to the 5th rep. I'm moving kind of slow and deliberate through the movement, and as I'm getting ready to stop, out of nowhere, these hands came over the bar and said, this voice said, I got you. And I was like, first of all, it freaked me out. I got scared. I'm like, I got this weight over my head, and it's suspended in space and time, and I'm like, what do I do with this bar? Somebody just came over me. So anyway, I digress. So we come back, and mentally I come back, and the gentleman is standing over me, and he said, hey, I got you, keep going. So I was like, wow, I got support here, I'll keep going. Well, let me tell you what happened. Remember I said I'm doing 5 reps. I end up doing another 6 reps. So I did 11. My goal was to get to 6 to 8, but I did 11 repetitions. So I said, wow, how did this happen? So if you know anything about when someone spots you, a lot of times it's more mental than anything else. They're really not helping you. They're just there giving you that feeling of support. And it's that feeling of support that allows you to do more than you would normally do. So I asked the young man, I said, hey man, what's your name? And he said his name was David. First thing I thought of was David in the Bible. And I was like, wow. I said, oh, so your name is David, like David in the Bible? And he said, yes, with a big smile, said, yes, like David in the Bible. And I said, wow, this is interesting. So we talked for a little bit more, and then I told him that a long time ago I was told that if you can get this fitness side of you right, you can do almost anything, because there's certain disciplines that go into effect when you're trying to be more fit. There's habits, there's rituals, there's disciplines that has to come into play. And I told him I had discovered some things by him helping me. And here's what I discovered, and I hope it will help you today. Number 1, and I took some notes here because I had to write it down. I'm also trying to get better at journaling. So the first thing that stood out to me was that not only in the gym, but in life, we need to raise our personal expectations. Raise your personal expectations. Remember as I was telling the story about what happened in the gym, I said that I was going to do my 5 reps. My goal was to get to 6 to 8, but I had already told myself that I was going to get out 5 reps or 5 movements of that particular rep. Well, because I went in with that expectation, I had limited my abilities. That's all I was going to do. And when I got towards the 5th rep, I was actually getting ready to put the weight back to the start, back on the rack. But when I knew that I had help, it opened up my expectations and I was able to do more. So point number 1 that I learned from the morning gym workout is to raise your expectations, and really it's about becoming what you want to achieve. So instead of me thinking, hey, you know what, one day I will get to 68, you know, just really start thinking and expanding my expectations that I can actually do that today if I get some help. Which leads us to point number 2 and 3. The second thing I picked up from the workout session was that it's okay to have people in your circle or people around you that are a little more or even further advanced than you are in your journey. And this is interesting because this allows you to stretch yourself some and be challenged to do more. So embrace having some people around you in your circle. I heard, and you may have heard as well, if you're the sharpest person in your group, you need to get another group. And so if I was the strongest person in the gym, which I'm clearly not, that would be, you know, I would need to move myself to somewhere where I can be challenged. So don't look at it as competition, look at it as inspiration for you to do better. All right? So that was point number 2. Don't be afraid or embrace having people in your circle and around you that are a little more advanced than you are, or even a lot more advanced than you are, so you can stretch yourself. The last thing I noticed was that, and I'm going to embrace now, is that it's okay, even as a leader, to ask and be okay with receiving help. I think that's one of the biggest issues where leaders fall and get off track, is because the pride of not wanting or willing to ask for help is there. And even for myself personally, I know I've been in situations where I've been given a task as the leader and probably did a lot better with the task if I was willing to ask for help. Because initially, you know, with pride, you want to do it yourself. One, because you want the accolades of saying that you did it or you led the team to that. But I think it's okay for you to ask for help. So let's recap. So make sure you got these 3 things that happen in the gym. The gym is my office, by the way. That's where some people get their revelations or insight when they're in the shower. I do that sometimes, but most of the times I get, you know, deep thoughts and revelations when I'm in the gym. And so let's recap. It was raise your personal expectations was number 1. Think, you know, stretch yourself. Think beyond what your capabilities are, that you feel your natural capabilities are, and think bigger. Even if you're starting a business as a leader, think, you know, you're thinking, hey, I want to do well here locally, but why don't you think globally? Think globally. Think, you know, raise your personal expectations. And number 2, it was not being afraid of surrounding yourself around people who are better than you are when it comes to a particular task, and be okay with embracing that. Even when it comes to hiring people. Now, you could be the leader and hire someone that is better in a particular task than you are. If you're not good at, like for example, I'm not good at the PR stuff. You know, I'm giving that to my wife Karen. You know, that's her expertise. I'm going to stay in my lane, and it's okay to have people around you that are better in certain areas than you are. So that's okay. So embrace that. Surround yourself with people who are better than you are. And let me get to the last point is, it's okay as a leader to embrace and be all right with asking and receiving help. Put pride aside and embrace those, you know, people helping you. All right. Well, that was it. And also, yeah, as you can see here, I have a journal and not a diary. A diary is you're just talking, writing out thoughts. The journal is going to be more about what you're learning. So I'm trying to get into, this is another habit I'm trying to embrace, is to pick something up and not typing it, because I'm, you know, in this technology age we're in right now, everything is typed, or you can now talk into something. But I'm trying to get back to writing out just my thoughts, but what am I learning for today, or on a particular day or an event? What did I learn from that? And that's what I'm using this journal for. So if you want to pick that up, tell me what you think about that. Remember to comment, like, subscribe to this channel. Share this information with someone it may help today. All right, that's another episode here on The Healthy Leader, and we'll see you real soon. Take care.